KWTN 100.9 FM. We are on season 2, episode 26.
Yes.
And I'd like to welcome you. My name is DJ Guaranteed, also known as Garan Coons. In my, I put my cape on and stuff like that. No, I'm just playing. But Communications Officer for the Winnebago Tribe, also joined in the studio by
DJ Bethani. My bad.
I thought it was my cue.
We got to work on it. No.
I know. Well, I don't have my glasses, so I can't really see it today. But I'm DJ Bethani. Bethany Redhorn, the Communications Office Manager. DJ Bethany is my alter ego.
Yeah, for real. Been doing a good job. And we also have North Carolina Tar Heels representing here today, and the Warhorse Gaming hat. But you go by the name of...
Good morning, everybody. I am Tyler Snake, the Winnebago Indian News Office Circulation Manager.
All right. Now you got an update for us here because we are going to be trying to do some of the Christmas holiday lighting contests. Mm-hmm. And if you thinking about sponsoring again, last year, Tyler's been reaching out this week. Yeah. We want to get the flyer out as soon as possible because this week is a busy week for Winnebago as well. Mm-hmm. The general welfare exclusion payment is going to be happening on Thursday and Friday. And so we'll be discussing that a little bit later on. But give us maybe an update. How much is first place and how many places we're looking at?
So, some construction in the back. But our first place is 1,200. Pretty exciting. It's right near the holiday, so it's a good way to spend it, I guess.
Yeah.
But we have, like, I'd say half of the sponsors. There's 12 places total, but working on getting someone getting back to me. But if anybody wants to, sponsor the lower ones, we could definitely make more room.
Okay. And that's kind of in honor of Neola Walker. Mm-hmm. Our longtime WIN editor, Jerome LaPointe, has started that. And Neola Walker, she used money out of her own pocket to start it up. And she just really loved Christmas. So we always want to kind of share that story and give that information out to the people. If they want to sign up when that flyer comes out, they'll have that information, correct?
Yes. Just provide your name, your address, maybe some directions if, because the street signs change and the 911 addresses and whatnot. But yeah. So we could find you, but we'll release a map when it gets closer to December 11th. Okay. And that's the night we're trying to send our judges out.
Okay, all right. Do you have any hints or something like that? What kind of judges are looking for? I myself never judged it and stuff. I seen the pictures, from last year. I was blown away. You know what I mean? Like shout out because it's nice weather and everything, and everything's going to be taking place and stuff. So it'll be a good time. Maybe we'd get with the family and start kind of planning out kind of how you guys want to do it. You know what I mean? But what would you say?
The night we went around, it was this was like 2 years ago, but it was freezing. Yeah. It was cold the night we judged. Okay. But I think we'll try to do it on like a warm day,
Yeah.
But
hopefully a little bit more weather and stuff like that. But do you know what the judges kind of
are looking for?
Yeah.
I'll just say, like overall how it looks. Okay. Maybe effort or something.
Oh, okay.
I'm not too sure.
So there's just the overall category. There's not like a theme, you know what I mean? Like a
not
native
that I
theme.
Know of,
okay.
No.
All right, cool. That's awesome. All right. Anything else based on some of the information that for the Winnebago on the news? The new issue is out?
The new issue is out at all our locations. Our deadline for this upcoming issue is next Tuesday. So if you want to update your address, become a WIN contributor for weekly reminders, just anything, you could email me at tyler.snake@winnebagotribe.com.
Okay. Now, the last, and it's probably the most important because I know somebody that would get really mad at you, and they're doing turkey distribution. Can you bring up that flyer and then also kind of reiterate some of that information?
Okay. Starting yesterday, but continuing today, they're handing out turkeys at the food distribution building. It's across from the Pony, or the Heritage. It's happening at noon. Can't see it.
It's starting. Started yesterday at noon. So I think the truck came in about 11 maybe 10 o'clock, and they have to get it set up and everything. But now it's regular business hours, so you can just kind of come in whenever you need to come in. But yeah, distributing to all Winnebago Tribal member head of households at food distribution. And I think those people know who you are. If you have somebody that maybe come from a long ways or something like that, and they need to kind of pick up for somebody, make sure that you call ahead. And that number is
402-878-2799.
27.99. So make sure that food distribution, we want to thank them and everybody that had a hand in it, and hopefully on behalf of the food distribution and the Winnebago Tribal Council for making that happen. Everybody has a good turkey day coming up, right? We don't even call it what everybody else calls it.
Eat a lot day.
Yeah, eat a lot day. So it's coming up around the corner. All right, Tyler.
Alrighty.
Okay, so you need to come redeem yourself because last weekend you didn't kind of pull away with the win. So
been on a losing streak.
All right, what else? So can you bring up that general exclusion information that's going to be taking place on Thursday as we call upon Little Priest Tribal College to come on down, and Darla, and she brought a student with us, but nonetheless,
we got it right here. So we do have the Winnebago Tribal members general welfare exclusion payment, $500 payment for adults 18 and up, and $250 for the minors will go into their trust accounts. Disbursement dates will start on November 16th. That's going to be reserved for the elders from 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. And then after that, 10 a.m. to 7 p.m., everybody else can come over and pick up. And then the 17th, from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. in the Blackhawk Community Center gym, they will have the, you can pick up on that day as well. So that's just for everybody. And some of the important information to know is that you must be enrolled as of October 6, 2023, adults 18 plus as of October 6th. You must have a valid ID. Checks not picked up by close of business on Friday, November 17th. They'll be mailed to the address that is on file with the Winnebago Tribe of Nebraska's Finance Department. All checks must be claimed within 90 days of November 16th. And checks will not be released to anyone else unless a power of attorney is provided. Inmate checks will be mailed to the address on file. If you have any questions, you can call Talia Neff at 402-878-2272, and there will also be some check cashing on site for a fee.
They also mentioned that, 1 year, I think they took child support for those that this year it's going to go to whoever picks up, you know what I mean? So it's not going to be taken or garnished or anything like that. It's going to be making sure that it's get right to their tribal member.
So no deductions? No deductions,
yeah. So just kind of a FYI, if you guys could share that information for everybody to be much appreciated. I know some people were kind of wondering, like, what if I have a warrant and stuff like that? Are they going to pick me up down there? You know, that's no deductions and stuff. So come on down, Tribal Council. You know, I read a news story report, and this is very interesting, that everything from last year to this year, so if you bought like electricity, if you bought, all kind of food and all that stuff, it rose $734 from last year.
Wow.
Gas, to heat your house, internet, everything due to the inflation and everything. $734,
That's
man.
A lot.
So it's a tough time. I know there's a lot of relatives that are kind of having it hard and stuff. So this hopefully offset something, you know what I mean?
Right before the holidays too.
Yeah, and appreciate Finance Department, and I know that Billy Kitcheon's team and the Winnebago Tribal Council, they rolled their sleeves up.
Yeah.
They got it done, and appreciate everybody that's going to be helping with the distribution, and hopefully we'll have a good turnout for that, and that it brings some relief as the holidays, Turkey Day comes up. We're going right into the Christmas holiday and stuff. Here
Definitely.
we go. So folks, I'd like to introduce and probably turn it on over to the airwaves to these two young gals here to give their proper introduction, if you would. You guys can throw on your headphones here so you guys can hear us pretty good, and you guys can hear what we're talking about, and we have a little background music in here to kind of set the mood.
Yes.
No, I'm just playing. But Darla, we'll start with you. Go for it.
Okay, my name's Darla Pickavid. I'm an enrolled member of the Southern Paiutes from Las Vegas, Nevada, and I work with Little Priest Tribal College as the Director of Student Services.
Wow. Dang, Las Vegas. So are you a Raiders fan?
No.
Okay, all right. I just had to ask and stuff. All right. And then we also have...
My name is Mimi K. Dozo. I'm a dual credit student at Little Priest, and I'm also taking CNA classes.
All right. What does CNA stand for? I always hear about it and stuff. I just want to make sure I get it right.
Certified Nursing Assistant.
Nice. That is awesome. Okay, so a lot of things happening up there. What do we got going on at Little Priest Travel College?
We do. Today we have Briarcliff visiting the college. They're doing an honoring for the relationship between Little Priest and Briarcliff today.
Oh, cool.
So we have our students who will be on a panel, and Mimi K will be one of those students.
Awesome. So let's talk about dual credit. You're still in high school,
Yeah.
and you're taking college class. So when the time comes to graduate and go to college, you're just going to transition seamlessly. It seems like that's kind of the whole point of dual credit and stuff. How you liking it?
It's hard to manage time because we're technically considered full-time students at Little Priest, but we still have to go to all of our classes at high school.
Wow. And then so the Certified Nursing Assistance Program, I think that's a wonderful program. We have our own hospital, and we're all going to eventually need some kind of care, whether that be, you know what I mean, just a routine health checkup and everything. And you being a CNA student, what is the most kind of, how do you say it, interesting aspect of what you learned so far?
Right now we're just covering the books, but next week or so we'll start our skills, and that's hands-on stuff, and that's my favorite part about it. Yeah. Is you get to our instructor's really nice, and
that is awesome. Yeah. That is cool. I always wanted to kind of learn how to do that. I know my brother-in-law and my sister-in-law, Ashleen and Maurice and stuff, they really like the healthcare field, and they're pursuing their degrees, and they started out that way, and then they just kept going. And I think, I don't want to butcher the degree that they're going to be getting here, but I just call them Dr. Blackbirds and stuff, you know what I mean, because they're almost there. So Darla, I know that you came on probably about a year and a half ago, 2 years ago.
6 months ago.
So,
Yeah, it's about 6 months.
You came on right before graduation.
Yes.
That's right. So how do you like in Little Priest?
It's keeping me pretty busy, and I love the area.
Okay, cool. A lot different. So you grew up in Las Vegas, or you just from there?
No, I'm from there.
Okay.
So I grew up in California.
Wow.
Yeah, recently moved from North Dakota to try to get away from the snow, but last year we did get snow, so. But yeah.
So you haven't experienced a Midwest snow yet, huh?
I have not.
Okay. Well, I'll have to make sure to check in on you.
Came to the right place.
Yeah, for sure. What else? Is there anything else that Little Priest has going on?
So yeah, we have our Native American Week. So today is Rock Your Mocks and Wear Your Bling. So you got your bling on there, Aaron. And then tomorrow we're having our Truth Giving. It's in a collaboration with Great Plains Society. They'll be coming down and doing a workshop to finish out our week. We also have a self-compression class coming up on November 15th, tomorrow in the basement of the library. We also have our study nights that will be coming up for students to come and join us from the 28th through the 30th, 5 to 7. And then we have an appreciation meal to end our semester on December 1st from 2 to 4.
Wow, okay. So
December
coming around the corner,
1st.
That is crazy. Yeah. One thing that I always kind of want to make mention is to our college students is that an interesting fact that I learned is that in high school it's like 90% class time. You're in the classroom, you go from 8 o'clock in the morning till 3:30, and then you get about 10% homework. Well, when you go to college, it's flipped. It's like 10% class time and then 90% homework. So you got to be kind of disciplined. And we really encourage you. We thank you for being here on the Big Voice Radio. We'll be watching you, Mimi K, as you go through. You go across the stage for when you become a senior and graduate here and coming in May. And then you'll be off to college. Do you have any plans are you going to go to Little Priest, or were you going to think about going?
I've been accepted into UNL, so I'm majoring in pre-nursing, and then I'll transfer to UNMC.
Wow, awesome. That is awesome. That is very prideful, man. That is awesome. So For those that don't know, Mimi K is the niece of Chairwoman Kitcheon, and Billy and Cassie is Mimi K's mother. And I know that Wombly want to send our condolences. He recently had lost his mother last night and stuff. So we send our prayers and condolences to your family, Mimi K. And man, keep going in the CNA field. We have our hospital. They're always looking for more people to work in there. And, just encouragement. If you guys need anything from us, let us know. We're always there to try to help out. And I know that HCI, they do the apprentice program and everything too. So man, we're proud of you. Thank you for bringing her, Darla. We appreciate that. And we'll look forward to kind of seeing a lot of bright things coming out of the Little Priest. I know that AHEC is coming around. The March conference is going to be in Minneapolis this year. And for those that are thinking about taking some classes as we go into the spring semester, when can they register for that?
Registration is open now.
Okay. All right. So think about it, you know what I mean? Because that is a great conference to go to. Little Priest doing a lot of good things up there. And, go ahead and announce that. Is that?
Yeah, that's Darla's coming up today to announce this. It's happening today as well. Is that right?
Yes.
So we have Briarcliff University coming over to Little Priest Tribal College. It's going to be from 2 to 4 today in the Elk Auditorium. And looking like the agenda is going to be with a blessing. We'll have that by Daryl Bassett. Welcome from the president himself. Hold on, that scared me. I was like, what was that? A welcome from the president, a special announcement for the Native American Language Resource Center. There's going to be an honor song by Grey Wolf Singers. And then Dr. Patrick Schultz from Briarcliff University, president, will be there. Student panel with the Little Priest Tribal College, and a student panel with Briarcliff University, as well as a Q&A.
All right. Do you know what they're going to ask you as far as the student panel? I always enjoy listening to the youth myself, because I was asked to kind of give some insight when I was back in the days, you know what I mean? But back in 99, last century. No.
The late 1900s.
I'm glad that people have their ear to the youth.
Yeah.
And they come up with some creative ideas, and trying to navigate today's society and stuff is pretty hard. As you know, we have to kind of live into the modern world, and then also try to abide by some of our traditions. And at times they conflict and everything, but I'm glad that leader like Mimi K and everybody that's going to be on that student panel can give some insight, and hopefully the adults, professors, and everybody involved will take heed and listen to what the words that they have to say.
I also see that it's going to be live on the Little Priest Tribal College's Facebook page, so if you're not able to attend in person, you can view the live stream as well.
All righty. Any shout outs, Darla? Anybody you want to kind of know student services and stuff? Do you want to, as you guys come
shout out your team?
Yeah. Not really. Kind of. We always do that and stuff. Well, we'll ask you this one here. Yeah. Bethany always asks. Go ahead and ask your question.
So with your 6 months in, you said, right?
Yeah.
So 6 months into your position, say there's someone that wants to follow that same career path. What is something that what's a big highlight in your line of work that you get to do?
I think you have to have the passion to work with people and be able to give back. That's my biggest thing is my journey through my education was very rocky. Had a lot of hurdles in my way, and it's time for me to give back, and that's why I went back to work. So having the passion to work with your tribal community and youth.
That's awesome. That is cool. And any shout outs, Mimi K, or why do you like being a CNA student?
I like being a CNA student because I'm really passionate about nursing. It's something that I could talk about forever.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay, so excuse my ignorance here and stuff, but the blood pressure, have you guys learned that yet?
Oh, we're learning that in skills. So
okay.
A couple of weeks we will.
All right, cool. Because when you come back, me and you're going to have a conversation and stuff. Because when I take my blood pressure and they give me the numbers and stuff, they're just like, hey, it's 1 over something. And I don't know what it means.
Yeah.
I just kind of, is that good or is that bad and stuff? I should ask, you know what I mean? But I need to as I passed. You said I was 45 the other day. I'm not 45. I'm 42.
Oh, hey, man.
I heard you, man. I was like, what? 45? Holy crap. I ain't that old yet. But that's a couple of years.
Sorry.
No, but as I passed the 40-year-old threshold and stuff, I just want to make sure my health is up to good speed and everything, because that's when they say, you know what I mean? But let's have that conversation and the blood pressure stuff, you know what I mean? I want to learn that, because they always ramble those numbers, and I'm like, yeah, is that good?
Yeah, have a clear understanding of them.
Yeah.
It's like all the vitals and stuff.
Right. Well, thank you, ladies, for joining us here today. Come back anytime, and we'll see you guys today at 2 o'clock.
Great.
Yeah,
Thanks for having us.
Thank you. All right.
So we also had some land back information that we wanted to kind of give out. A lot of people are wondering where this land is, and it's in the Associated Press and whatnot and stuff. So we want to make sure we get that information out. But I think there's a kind of a drone video that you might want to show and stuff.
Have it.
As we're going to be calling upon, let's see here, Kimberly, come on over, if you could. Yeah, come on over. And then, but there's last night, KTIV called me, and they're doing a story on some of the land over in Iowa. Back in 1970, the Army Corps of Engineers condemned the land. They were trying to, how do you say it? The mighty mow at the time was sometimes it would flood, and they were trying to mitigate some of that stuff. And they had plans to develop a recreational area. So they just kind of took in what they call eminent domain. You know what that is?
No.
Eminent domain is just like, hey, we need to put a highway here. We're going to give you this money, and you're just going to have to take the money and live with it, but we're going to take your land. And they have basically...
Like no choice, basically.
Yeah, no choice and stuff like that. So they did that, and they illegally took it from the Winnebago tribe. So since the 1970s, the Winnebago tribe has been fighting for that land back over there in Iowa. And you can see that it's pretty much a lot of woods and kind of some of the marsh area. I know that there's a lot of duck hunters over in Iowa that like to use that area. I wonder if it's good for mushroom hunting and stuff.
It has to be. Maybe
we can kind of see if this year, if we get it back, that mushroom hunting will be allowed over there. They were asking, what are the plans for the Winnebago tribe when they do finally get that land back? And right now, I think the focus for the tribe and the council is just to get it back. Once it's back, I think they'll give it to Wildlife and Parks to oversee it, make sure that it's conserved, whatever it may need to be and stuff. But I know it's in that bill, I read it last night, that they said that there's going to be no development of gaming on it, which makes sense and stuff. We already have Winnebago, so we wouldn't, cannibalize anything like that. But there's 2 tracks. There's one on kind of the south of Winnebago, and there's one north of Winnebago over in Iowa. And you can see kind of some of the area over there. Me and you went over there that one time. What'd you think?
I was just thinking about it as you were talking about that. I was like, it was a lot of like, there's so much natural like resources available over there. Like when we went over there, it was just, I don't know how to say it. Like it was just thriving and like its natural habitat. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like all the bugs and just everything that lives over there. But I just thought it was really beautiful. A lot of potential.
Yeah. And it has a tendency at times, when we have those floods that come about, it will flood every now and then and stuff. But that's what it looks like there. And you can see kind of like in the Winnebago area, like Big Bear Hollow Park is right there. You know what I mean? Just right across
over the way.
Yeah, just you go across the river and then boom, you're still on Winnebago land. So I know that our chairwoman is in DC to testify on some of that information, and we send our prayers to her that she speaks on behalf of all the ancestors and everybody that's back here at home, and that the senators and the Congress people, they realize that it's our land. So give it back to the Winnebago tribe, and hopefully that passes. Definitely. Okay. All right. We would like to welcome in our next guest here, and go ahead and give us your introduction. Oh, okay. Well, maybe you guys want to tell the story, Bethany, of how you guys met.
Yeah, so I'll kind of just go on my perspective of how it kind of went. It was like last weekend. I stopped in Prano. I was taking my little nephew. Me and him just went for a little drive, and we wanted to get some snacks at Prano, and I was Red Bull drinker, so they have the deal there. It's 2 for $5, so I always stop there. So anyways, I was stopping there to grab some I was stopping there to grab some stuff, and I believe I got gas too, because that's what I was doing. I was putting gas in the car. And then Kimberly, she was handing out some flyers and just kind of getting the word out for something that she's going to talk about today in an event that they have coming up. And she came over and she introduced herself and told me what was coming up. And I just kind of thought of our show, and I just thought of like a good outlet to get the word out. And I just introduced myself back, and we just kind of had a brief little discussion. We exchanged numbers, and that's kind of how that happened.
For sure. This is Winnebago Talks, Kimberly. Welcome. We are broadcasting out of Allen, Nebraska. Our studio's here in Winnebago, Nebraska, but we have a lot of listeners over in the Wakefield, Allen, Sioux City area, down in Omaha Nation lands, and I know that your guys' headquarters is in Walt Hill. So go ahead and give us your introduction.
So my name's Kimberly Yonker, and I'm enrolled in the Ponca tribe of Nebraska.
Okay.
And I'm also Eskimo Indian, so my great-grandma was from Nome, Alaska. And so I've lived in Norfolk for about maybe 40 years. And then I currently moved over here into the Walt Hill area with my son, about 3 months ago. However, I have been attending the Light of the World Gospel Ministries for about 14 years. So I was driving a 15-passenger van, driving back and forth from Norfolk on Sunday mornings and Tuesday evenings when we have Bible study. I was introduced to the church from my son, Curtis. Him and his wife, Shelby, live over in the Walt Hill area. And so he told me I had to go to this church, and I said, well, Curtis, I go to my own church here in Norfolk, but he just demanded that this church was just something. He said, Mom, there's something different about this church. So I decided I'd go, and I never did go back to my church in Norfolk. I did go when the roads were bad. So, but there definitely was something different about that church. A lot of love when I walked in. I just felt the presence of God, and there was some Native American families there, and I thought, you know what, this is for me, and I love my Native American people, and it was a chance to share, how I overcame some life addictions. So
very nice. Yeah, definitely. And you guys have an event coming up, right?
Yes.
Can you tell us the listeners about that?
Yes. So we have our anniversary. It's our 16th anniversary coming up, and it's going to be in Rosalie, Nebraska.
Oh, okay. Nice town.
It's going to be in the Towns Hall. So we have a 10 a.m. service and a 6 p.m. service. And there's a pastor coming. His name is Pastor Lee Ships. And he goes worldwide and preaches the gospel all over. He writes books and that. And his wife is also coming, Carla. And then he's also bringing Pastor Jason with him. And Pastor Jason is going to share his testimony, how he overcame life's addictions.
Okay.
So we're having a big potluck at 6 p.m. service on Sunday, the 26th. I myself is making some homemade Indian corn soup.
Oh, nice.
And there's women, lots of Native American women are going to be making some fry bread. So in our language, we call it washishegala.
Oh, wow.
We're making that, and just going to be a really good time. We're celebrating our 16th year of being on the Omaha Indian Reservation, just about saving souls and just sharing the gospel and, fellowship and a good time. I mean, lots of homemade desserts made by women that just like to cook. So it's going to be a great time. And then on Saturday morning, the women are meeting at 10 a.m. at Indicator there on Main Street. So we welcome everybody.
So Saturday and then that Sunday.
Yes.
So the 25th? 26th.
26th, the Sunday after Thanksgiving.
Okay.
So the Black Friday shopping should be all done, and everybody be ready to eat some more.
Oh, there you go. Yep, for sure.
We're going to be making soups and sandwiches, and just everyone's invited. It's a great time. I tell you what, I'm really glad that I made that decision, and when, my 3 sons go there with their wives and my grandchildren. So
if you never attended before, now would be a good chance to come. Right.
Yes.
Okay.
We'd love to have you guys. And when I met this young lady over here, Bethany, my heart just said, "You go up and talk to her." So I did, and I know that was a God thing. And
you have some relatives that go down there, right?
Yeah, I was gonna say. I was telling my my little guys about it. I have 2 boys. They go down to Walt Hill Public School. They live in Walt Hill, and they go to the Light of the World a lot when they have like family things and stuff. And so. Their dad, he was asking like, oh, do you, I mentioned your name. I was like, her name was Kimberly. And I was just telling them about how we met and stuff. And then they're like, oh, I know Kimberly. Yeah, that's the lady. I don't think it was right. I don't think they were putting your name with the right person. But his name's Ethan and his name's Frank, Austin Frank. they like to come down there a lot. So
that is cool.
Yeah, they might know Curtis because Curtis, and then they have a big camp in the summertime.
Yes,
I think it's in July, and I think it's like maybe 13 and up, and well, they sure take a lot of kids, so it's a good time though.
That's what I like about it. I wanted to make mention of that. Is like it's inclusive for certain ages, but they include everybody.
Yes.
So like a lot of the times it'll be like a teenage focused thing, but my boys will be down there taking part in it with their bigger brothers. So
yeah, it's really I'll tell you what, I'm really glad that I tried it out. They just preach just right out of the Bible, no wishy-washy or anything, and it's kind of neat how it came about because, Pastor Paul's from Ireland, and he was at a conference over, I believe, 18 years ago, and he met a lady named Pat Phillips, and she was just crying out saying they needed someone solid, and people were passing away from drugs and alcohol, and they really wanted someone solid, and he said, the Lord just put it on his heart, Walt Hill, Nebraska. He went home back to Ireland, he said, from this conference in Texas, and he said, I just couldn't get that lady's them words out of my head. Wow. So he said he moved to Walt Hill, Nebraska from, Northern Ireland, and, it's been a blessing, and just he loves on people, and I've never had the finger pointed at me once, and I sure fall down a lot, so.
Walt Hill, I go through Walt Hill on my drive here. I live in Rosalie, actually. And at one time, I followed the Hill, the basketball team, and these guys went down and they got runner-up at state tournament and stuff. But I was thinking about it, and there's a block where it has a hospital, a casino, a bar, and a church. And it's probably the only place in the USA that has like that lineup and stuff, so it's pretty interesting. But I know that since then the bar has closed, and then I know that I just cruised there last night, and Walt Hill is like far as like developing and stuff. I see that there's a big building going up right by the Lucky 77 building and stuff, and I'm like, wow, that is crazy. And then I kind of cruise up the road there. They got a new library that's fairly new, I think, within the last 5 years. And then there's like a business incubator space, you know what I mean? And there's other businesses. There's a bank there and everything, too. So at one time, there's like fires going up down on Walt Hill, but now it seems like it's kind of shifting. And I know that Walt
rebuilding.
Hill. Yeah, it's pretty interesting and stuff. I know that there's a new store down there, I think. Melissa Fuller, and we had the two came on.
Yeah, David. They have Native Made.
Yeah, so there's this kind of the commerce of that and stuff.
Then Cheyenne and Soraya, that Effortless.
Yeah, the Effortless clothing store.
Yep.
But I was always taught, you know what I mean, no matter what religion and stuff, just respect it and stuff. You know what I mean? That's what my dad told me is like, don't look down upon anybody's religion. Offer it, you know what I mean? Because people need some guidance and stuff. So whatever you believe in, if it's traditional way or light of the world or, whatever it may be and stuff like that. So appreciate you coming on, sharing those words and telling us about this event that's going to be happening here the Sunday after Thanksgiving.
Yes.
Yeah, so.
Well, I just want to mention one more thing. So the building that you see is our new church coming up.
Wow, it's huge.
It's going to be a big building, yes. So we want to have as many people come as we can. So
Wow. Okay.
And I heard you mention your sister earlier, Ashley, and I just got the opportunity to meet her about a month ago. So what a wonderful lady.
Yeah, she's always busy and stuff. You know what I mean? But yeah, we tease each other and everything too. But
yeah, I seen her at a volleyball game actually, and she reminded me of my cousin Rhonda because she just really gets into them volleyball games and she's real competitive. And I seen her, she was talking to her husband, and I was like, oh, she reminds me of my cousin Rhonda. So I stopped and talked to her for a minute.
Awesome.
Yeah. So
okay.
I just have one question. Does is there any do you guys have any social media pages or anything?
Yeah, we do have a Facebook page, and you can watch like the previous sermons that we've had, and previous sermons that we preached to, and my son Curtis, he's given he's ordained, so he's given a few testimonies, and he's also preached a few sermons for when Pastor Paul's gone, or which isn't a lot, but so he allows that too, to sort of if somebody wants to give a testimony. So how they've overcame things, he's allowed that as well. So
how can they find you your page?
I think it's just under the Light of the World Gospel Ministries, and yeah, it's not real hard to just go to the Facebook page and then Light of the World Gospel Ministries, Walt Hill, Nebraska. So, but yeah, I'm excited. Hopefully I get to see you there.
Yeah, definitely. My boys will probably be dragging me around.
All right.
Well, thank you so much.
Yep. Thank you, Kimberly, for joining us, and we really appreciate that.
Definitely.
All righty. Thank you for having me.
Yep. Have a good day. All right. So, DJ Guaranteed, we have another announcement I wanted to kind of share. I seen that this was rescheduled. We have a understanding the dynamics and tactics of intimate partner violence through the lens of Indigenous survivors.
All right.
So I want to relay that real quick. We have an updated flyer that was shared to the social media here. So this is going to be a webinar presentation. It'll be taking place at the Little Priest Tribal College Auditorium from 1 to 3 p.m. on November 20th. And so this is going to be, the National Indigenous Women's
Resource Center.
Yep. Then it's the Winnebago Tribal Court, the Winnebago Tribe of Nebraska, and I want to say, so yeah, I can't see that last one, but
I can't see it either.
I know it's behind that corner. I can see it right here, but I don't know what it is. But for more information, you can contact Thelma Whitewater at 402-878-2570.
I'd like to hear more about that. You know
Definitely.
what I mean? Maybe Thelma can reach out and come up, and or vice versa. Maybe one of those persons can come up here and it's the Winnebago Tribal Court. That's the third logo there.
Gotcha.
Yep. I want to kind of I know that here recently the communities of Winnebago and Omaha Nation went through some tragedy this past weekend. And I kind of reached out to Mona Zavante, also Julie Alberts from the Winnebago Public Health Department, and my sis there, Cassie. I know that, at times we kind of question each other why, and, Creator kind of works in his way, you know what I mean? And there's things that at times we need help. And I invited Julie and Mona to come up here, and I appreciate Julie. I know that she's really busy, and she kind of mentioned that she was in some meetings and stuff, but she made time to come on up here. And I think it's very important that some of the information that she has for our listeners, and then our listeners too, if you guys could help us out, maybe share some of this information that Julie's going to be giving us here. But Julie, I know that you folks offer like walk-in services and stuff for therapists and counseling and stuff. Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Sure. I first would like to start by just expressing my condolences for all the mourners in the two communities. It's a really difficult time right now, and that's why we think it's so important to talk about this. At Winnebago Behavioral Health, we do have capacity to see people who walk in during our office hours, which are 8 to 4:30 Monday through Friday. And they really just need to come to the lower level of the 12 Clans Hospital and enter through the Winnebago Public Health Department, and just let us know that you want to talk to someone. If we have someone available right away, that you can talk to one of our licensed counselors. If they're busy, you might have to wait a little bit, but we definitely will do what we can to work you in. We also have a after hours crisis phone, and you don't have to, you can call to talk to somebody, even if you're not thinking about hurting yourself, but maybe you're really bereaved or really struggling with like the trauma of what has occurred here lately. Then you can call our after hours number and call, it's 712-259-3263. And all of our therapists, we take turns with having the crisis phone. And so you will always reach a licensed counselor at that number. And whatever time it is, day or night, they're always happy to talk to anyone who calls and really needs help with something. They will be there for you. So please don't hesitate to give us a call. Yeah.
What's the benefits like for somebody? I got to be honest with you. Like, I never attended a session or called anybody and stuff like that. But what are the benefits of doing that? You know what I mean? Like,
oh, sure. Well, if you want to come for a session, and we also offer telehealth, so you could do your session over the phone. Our goal is to help people alleviate suffering. And so if they're suffering from the loss of a loved one, then we want to offer support and allow individuals to express their sadness, and then also support them in just being aware of what is available to them.
Yeah.
Sometimes when people are in the deepest despair of their grief, they're not always thinking of or remembering that they need to eat, they need to drink water, they need to get sleep, and they need to reach out to others and get support. So we try to focus on that.
Yeah.
And then also just letting them know that we are available and that we're good listeners, and we're there to help. And so whatever it is that they need, we're there to listen and do what we can to help them. And sometimes when people are really struggling and they lose hope, and so we're there to help them sort through it so they can get their hope back and know that eventually things will get better, and that they have a lot of things to live for, and that they have people that are relying on them, and that your connection with other humans is your biggest asset in your life, your family members. And so to always stay connected and reach out when you need help. And so especially during a time like this where there's so much despair and sadness out there, coming together and doing what you need to do to heal, and then offering support to others so that they know that there's people out there available to them too. It's just kind of what you do in a community, and that's what we want to do to help. And grief is different for everybody. So for some people, it has a more of an intense impact, where some people might feel kind of lost in the process, and maybe we call them like dark thoughts, where they start to lose sight of what they have to live for. And so we always want everyone to know that we're there, and that you're not alone, and you don't have to keep your thoughts to yourself and suffer in silence. That's what we do. We help people untangle those confused thoughts and find hope again. And when you're struggling with depression or severe grief, our brains don't always have all the facts. And so sometimes we start to think things that are not factual or are not true, like no one will miss you, or people will be better off if you're not around. And so those are definitely big red flags, and we want to help people know that you're suffering and you're in pain, and that's especially when you need to reach out to others. So if you have family or friends and people you care about, and you start hearing them say things like that, please reach out, because those are especially important to lead people that are experiencing that to professionals who can help them get relief and sort that out and untangle those thoughts, so that they can know that what we say in the mental health or behavioral health setting is that sometimes our thoughts lie to us. They're not being truthful, and if your thoughts are telling you that you need to hurt yourself, that is not a good thought. That's a dark thought, and that's a lie. And so we don't want people to think that they really should do that. We want to help them so they understand that there are things to live for, and especially in times of grief and mourning like this, it can seem pretty dark. And so we just want everybody to know we're here.
Julie, I have a question for you that is kind of, when I heard about the tragedy and stuff, you know what I mean? Immediately I wanted to do something, and just whatever I could do and stuff. So there's people that have reached out from the family, and I tried to offer comfort where I could. But for me, I'm at a loss for words. Like I don't know if I want to say the perfect words or if there's anything I can say, but if somebody comes to you or comes to me, and I'm not a mental health therapist and stuff, what advice would you have for somebody that maybe just needs to listen, or kind of like, what would you tell that person if they had some of those thoughts coming to Bethany or coming to myself?
Sure. That really is an excellent question, because we don't always value what contribution we have to make for others. And really the most valuable thing you can do is be present for someone, sit beside them and listen. And you might feel like, well, I really didn't do anything. I just sat there. You being present is such an important benefit for the other person because it means that they're not alone. Mm-hmm. And if you're just listening, there's nothing magical you can say that's going to take their pain away. But your presence is so valuable because they need, I mean, when you're at that spot, when you've lost somebody, just those simple things like I mentioned earlier, you forget to eat, you forget to take care of yourself, you're just in shock. And so just some really basic things like, here, let me get you a glass of water. Have you eaten anything today? Hold their hand, or if they're crying, give them a hug and just encourage them to express their feelings. It's better to get them out than to just keep holding them in because there's so much emotion involved in grief and they really need to express it. And the thing with grief is you don't get everything out all in one sitting. It hits in waves. And so you could, a week after, a month after, something really trivial can trigger the emotion and the loss. And then you find yourself tearful and just be gentle with yourself. Give yourself a lot of time. And when you're sad, just tell people I'm struggling today. And it's normal. And we all go through it and support each other. And just be present and listen and hold their hand and care for them. And there really isn't anything magical, or the most valuable thing is be there. Be there for them.
Thank you for that advice and stuff. And as we come around the holiday season, for the families and stuff, it's going to be a new, I remember the first Christmas after my father passed away and stuff, and it's very new and stuff. But holiday blues are coming around the corner for those that are going to be dealing with the stress of trying to buy presents and all this and that, and then making sure the family dynamics in order, and then just a lot of stress. Do you have any advice for people that are going to be thinking about, something as the holidays come around? Yeah,
it does make it more stressful. And so I would say, again, be gentle with yourselves, lower your expectations, maybe do something different than you always do, something that isn't going to be as triggering and painful. There's nothing that says you have to do the same exact thing that you did the year before or 2 years before. Maybe this year fix different food, or just, or give yourself time. Don't celebrate it right on that day. Maybe give yourself a few extra weeks. Whatever you need is okay. Yeah. And, just be gentle with yourself because grief is powerful, and just try to not be perfectionistic in your expectations, and be gentle with your family members too, because sometimes people, when they're grieving, are grouchy or just need different things than they normally do. And so you might find out that maybe you're really looking forward to the holiday, but your family member is just really grouchy and doesn't seem like they're very fun to be around because they're depressed and they're grieving. And so just cut people slack. If people need some time by themselves, then just go with it and just be gentle with each other.
Some of the things that I noticed is that, sometimes you just need to let it out. If it's just a good cry, a good walk, or whatever it is, just kind of sometimes even myself, I was kind of grew up in the era from, my jajis and stuff like that. Be tough, don't show emotion and all this and that and stuff. But as we go along and stuff, it's not good to hold those things in.
Right.
And so it just need to release, whatever that may be. If you need to go to Sweat Lodge or go to church or let a good cry out, go for a cruise, whatever it does and stuff like that. But do you have any advice, Bethany?
I think that what Julie said, the part of just be understanding. It's we don't know what anyone's going through, whether they're happy, they could be hiding it really well. So just be good to each other. That's always something that I like to hold at the forefront of my mind.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Well, I appreciate you taking time out to come on up here helping me You know what I mean? And then those that are addressing the listeners, and maybe some of those that maybe have some of those dark thoughts or whatnot and stuff. So if you could just help us reiterate some of that information of who to get a hold of, where to go.
Okay.
And then we'll let you go.
We are located in the lowest level of the 12 Clans Hospital. You go to the entrance for the Winnebago Public Health Department, and then you just let LaKoya, who's at that window, know that you would like to come in and do a walk-in session, or you can call in advance too. The main number for behavioral health is 402-878-2911. If you're struggling outside of our work hours, you can call our crisis line, which is 712-259-3263. And that phone number, that phone line is always covered by a licensed counselor. We all take turns with the crisis phone. And so it is always covered. If you would call and someone didn't answer, it might mean that they're on the line with someone else or just doing something really quickly. So please try again or leave a message so that we get back to you. If let us know if somebody doesn't get back to you, because we really want to make sure that everybody gets what they need.
Yeah, for sure. And then it's confidential too, right? I mean,
it is completely confidential.
Definitely. Thank you for that information, Julie. Behavioral Health Director, is that the your name, title, right, and everything? And so we appreciate you. And as the holiday blues come around and stuff, maybe we can have a discussion.
Sure.
Erin, down there at the hospital, Communications Officer, I know that she's going to be doing a podcast and stuff. Yep. So some of that information will come to light as well. So we appreciate it. And thank you for doing that and giving that information. And once again, condolences to all and prayers to all the families.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you. All right.
We'll get that information posted as well on our social media.
Yes.
For those that are on our social media, Facebook, Winnebago.
The dash big voice.
The dash.
The dash.
The dash is very important.
There's always so mine is just to lighten the mood a little bit. Whenever I go run through and I relay the online streaming player, we have the HTTPS. I don't know.
Semicolon,
backslash, yeah. I don't know. / WinnebagoTribe.com / KWTN - radio.
You got it.
Yeah, but it just / dash. So you just start rapping.
Start rapping up here and stuff. We got Ben Crawford from the Angels Decorum. How you doing, Ben?
I'm doing all right. It's good to see you guys. Like you guys said earlier, my heart goes out to all those who are in mourning.
Thanks, Ben. Yeah. It is.
It's been a tough week for a lot of people.
Yeah. I got the chance to attend Louis' farewell as well as he started his journey, and man, talk about some accolades and some accomplishments that he did for the tribe. Chairman at the age of 26, or being on the council at the age of 26, and then chairman a couple years after. It's like, wow, that guy was a remarkable man and stuff. So he had a good send off, and appreciate all the dignitaries and the outpouring of support to the family, and our condolences to Anita, Peggy, Carla, and Vanessa as well, and all the grandchildren and grandkids. But this day in history, what do we have?
So we've got two big anniversaries that happened over the last week or so. Last Wednesday was the 45th anniversary, if I have it right, of the Indian Child Welfare Act.
Oh,
you guys heard of that? Yeah,
ICWA. Yeah.
What do you guys know about ICWA?
So my understanding of it is it protects our little ones that go into the system.
Yeah. Why ICWA was passed was because in the 1970s, in 1 year, they found that 25 to 35% of all Native American kids were being removed and taken out and placed into primarily non-Native families, which is just wild, right? 35% nationally. Wild. It's like, how do you even have people when you're losing that huge percentage of your tribe, right? That really empowered tribes to have more legal control over what happened to their kids. So I believe the tribe has an ICWA officer, and I believe each federally recognized tribe has an ICWA officer, and there's preference to, if kids are removed from the home, to one, place them with native relatives if possible.
Yep.
And really try to empower the tribes as much as possible, because a lot of what was happening in the 70s was kids were being removed, and there were willing relatives a lot of the times for kids, but they didn't, native relatives, and they didn't consider those, and they got placed, far away, small town someplace. Thankfully, ICWA was recently upheld in the Supreme Court just in the last year.
Yep.
Amen to that.
Right.
So that last week was the anniversary of that, and we've had
45 years ago.
45 years, and we've had W.I.N Stenstrom on the show. He really to help educate me further on ICWA and what was occurring before that. And by all means, he also told me about it is not perfect either. South Dakota, I think, even in the late 90s or early 2000s, CPS offices there would make more money if they removed more kids. So they'd get more funding if they removed more kids. And what do you think that encouraged, right?
Yeah.
So the system is not perfect, but it's a step in the right direction.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And it's really important that it's still upheld. And there are many people who are still around who had to live before ICWA and deal with the effects. I know someone who doesn't even know their mom's name because the state sealed up the file before ICWA was passed, and they don't know. Yeah. And the state still has it, and they won't give it to them.
I watched a series back in what is it called? There's 1883. It's the kind of the Yellowstone spin-off.
Oh, okay.
And this guy, he's a director, and his name's Tyler Sheridan.
Mm-hmm.
And he comes out with all these spin-offs of Yellowstone. And in Yellowstone, they have Chief Rainwater and and so I was like, oh, come on, here we go again. You know what I mean? The romanticized version of Native Americans. Yeah. But in the next one, I think it's 1921 or something like that, the 1920s, the Roaring 20s, they used to call it. Mm-hmm. But they do a boarding school kind of story. And it's horrible. It's hard to watch. I mean, it is tough to watch and stuff. Mm-hmm. The atrocities, they do the soap scene where she tries to speak her language and they wash her mouth, and then they put her into a hot box and stuff. Mm-hmm. And finally she can't stand it and she runs away and stuff. You know what I mean? So he did it right. I in my assumption, mm-hmm. I wasn't there back in the 20s and stuff. You know what I mean? But the stories that come out of the boarding schools. Now, there's some people that I always remember, one of our councilmen said boarding schools weren't all bad. You know what I mean? But a lot of them, a majority of them were bad.
And he also said, if I recall the right person, that even being removed from the families wasn't bad in all cases. And it's, that's important because if we ever say that anything is 100% a certain way, the truth just doesn't work like that. Mm-hmm. The truth is really complicated, man. But it's also important to understand that, by and large, both of those things, boarding schools and the removal of kids to non-native families, profoundly negative overall. For some people, mm-hmm. even if the kid did okay in the new family, they're still away from the tribe, right? And even if somebody had, a good experience in boarding school, and maybe they got a good job in Chicago or something, they're still away from the tribe, right? Even if their life is okay, they're still not with the tribe.
And they're yearning for that, to come back to the tribe, or just they're not accepted back into the tribe, or whatever they may feel. There's just kind of a certain feeling about that when they come back and stuff too. So it's a tough predicament to be in and stuff, man.
It is.
I have a question for you, Ben. You've been here how long?
Been here about 5 years now.
5 years and stuff. Are you still surprised at some of the stuff that you learn about?
Yeah. Something that surprised me recently, she's probably listening, Jamie, one of our friends, Jamie, is doing research on the Canton Insane Asylum. The I forget the word, what it's called. There was a doctor who visited this insane asylum, which a lot of Native Americans were sent to because, they were weird, right? Or there were all sorts of reasons. And she knows more than me, a lot more than me by this point. one of the people who would help to create the eugenics program in Nazi Germany visited one of these insane asylums that had a lot of Native Americans in it. It's like, yeah.
Jeez.
But
that's surprising. You know what I mean? Like I just wanted to ask you that. You know what I mean? Because
yes. It still surprises me. The other big anniversary. What happened on Saturday? I know we didn't have the powwow. I don't think.
Yeah, Veterans Day.
Veterans Day originally was called Armistice Day. And any idea what that could be?
Armistice Day. I think we talked about it at one time. Yeah.
So the armistice was the end of the First World War, World War I, the Great War. And it took place, what day is Veterans Day?
November 11th.
So it's the 11th day on the 11th month, and it was the 11th hour that the war ended, World War I ended.
11.
It was not a very just war. It was not a war for great reasons, like World War II, to stop the Nazis. And, that's a little bit of a story, too, because there's more to that. But World War I was not like a great war where great things happened and everything was great after it. But that being said, around 100 Ho-Chunks served in the First World War, according to the list that I have. And I believe we had about 7 Ho-Chunks lost their lives in that conflict from either dying in action or sickness or going MIA. And we'll talk more about this, but there was one family where a father and son were serving, and then also the father's nephew was serving as well. And both the nephew and the father lost their lives in the same battle. And we'll talk about that hopefully next summer, the assault on Hill 230 on August 1st, 1918. But a lot of Ho-Chunks served in that war. And I haven't done really extensive research on Ho-Chunks in World War I, but I think the majority of Ho-Chunks who saw action were actually Wisconsin Ho-Chunks. One, because they're a little bit closer to the coast and training and everything. So a lot of Nebraska Ho-Chunks enlisted, but I think by the time they got in, the war had ended, so they served in the occupation force in Germany.
Wow.
And a lot of Ho-Chunks, Wisconsin Ho-Chunks, they served in the Red Arrow Division, which I think is 32nd Infantry Division in the Army. And they served with distinction. So that was our 2 big anniversaries this past week.
Very nice, very nice. Yeah, appreciate you bringing that up, and it's a very important point. I know that wanted to announce that this Saturday is going to be the rescheduled Veterans Day for Winnebago. Yeah, but what is that, the 18th?
Yes,
and it's going to be Women's Auxiliary is going to be doing the meal. At what time?
I believe it's still at the same time, at noon.
At noon? And then you're going to be cooking for that too, right?
I'm just doing the cake, guys.
Yeah,
but
the cake for it and stuff, and then I think Grand Entry's going to be at 1. They'll wrap up about 5 o'clock on Saturday and stuff too. So they asked myself to be the master of ceremonies. I think Halushka is going to be one of the host drums, and Tunny, Craig Cleveland Jr. is going to be our head man dancer. Head lady dancer, I'm not too sure about, and the arena director, I'm not too sure about, but we'll get that information posted for those that want to come down and celebrate the veterans and honor the veterans and all those. And another good reason to celebrate too is it's Native American, our American Indian Heritage Month.
Yes.
So all month long. That's really appreciate that. But nonetheless, is that the right time? Did I say that right?
I'm having trouble finding any announcement for it.
Okay. You might have to kind of get 2 on the horn. She's the chair.
She is the vice chair.
Oh, vice chair.
Yeah.
And then who's the chair?
Angie.
Oh, okay. All right, cool. So, are we ready for the answer is? I think.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay.
Are you ready?
Do you remember the questions from last week here, Ben?
Do I remember the question? No, I don't remember them off the top of my head.
Was he here? You was here, right?
I was. I think we had some about who was the Native VP, right?
Yeah. Who was the highest person to hold American office in the president of the White House?
Apparently someone messaged me later. He was not very Native friendly. I think he was he'd kind of gotten very, very Americanized at the time.
Kind of like the Oklahoma governor and stuff. He's Cherokee, but he's trying to do all these policies and stuff. I heard about it. It's pretty bad. Yikes. Charles Curtis, yep. And then Jimi Hendrix is credited for being from what tribe? What was it?
Cherokee.
Yeah,
Cherokee.
Cherokee.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then Sharice Davids was the first one elected,
And she's Ho-Chunk.
along with Deb Holland. And then we also had Russell Means starred in what movie? Last of the Mohicans. And then who was credited with saying the following quote? Hoka hey, today's a good day to die. And the answer is Crazy Horse.
I told my brother, both of my brothers, they went to Circle of Nations, and they went to Flanger Indian School, so they had to learn a lot about South Dakota and like Sioux history and all that. So anyways, I was telling him about the question you asked, and that I was like, he didn't give it. He had a multiple choice, but he didn't give the answers yet. And I was like, and I just immediately was like, oh, it's that guy off Smoke Signals, the guy in the radio.
Okay. Well, here we go. The answer is, audience, we might need some help here because Tyler did not get the win, right? You beat her 3-2. Okay, so Friday Night Hot Mix is going to be on the air with DJ Blue.
Yes.
And he mentioned it's going to be a new episode, and he wanted to do like 2010s to 2020 music. And it got me thinking, like, oh man, am I official old dad? You know what I mean? But I like to still hang in there and stuff. You know what I mean? I enjoy some of the music. So
he owns a fidget spinner.
There you go, man. You got to be in to own one of those. So we're going to do trivia from 2010 to 2020.
Okay.
Okay, so you should know these answers, and I think Tyler's going to give you a good go, all right? So here's the first question. In 2012, which singer became the first to achieve 1 billion views on YouTube for their song Gangnam Style?
Oh, yeah.
What's this guy's name? It's I know this one. It's Gangnam Style. Man, what is his name? I can't think of his name. It's like a real weird name. I mean,
1 billion views on YouTube. How much did you think he got for 1 billion views?
I think he's set. I think he's set, probably.
Probably just $1,000 and stuff, right? I don't know what it is. And stuff
No, I think he got more than that.
Yeah. I think because it continued on and it was like everywhere.
He's set for life. Yeah, we'll say that.
This is just a random tidbit. Me and my sister, we used to like just be fooling around and stuff, but we was recording and I did that dance.
Did you really?
Yeah.
I gotta get that.
But it's
Welcome Gangnam Style.
It was jeez, I don't want to say the wrong thing either. It was Kim Junk or something like that.
Okay, all right, here we go. Number 2, this is 2010, 2020 trivia for those that are just joining us here. The answer is on Big Voice Radio. Question number 2, Bethany, which massive online game launched in 2017 popularized the battle royal genre?
Fortnite.
Final answer.
Yeah.
Okay, 2017 now. Okay, all right, here we go. Number 3. You're pretty confident in that answer, huh? Mm-hmm. Okay. Which viral challenge in 2014 raised awareness and funds for ALS research by having participants dump ice water on themselves?
I was in college when that happened.
Like, what is it called?
Yeah, what is it called?
The ice challenge? The ice bucket challenge?
The ice challenge or ice bucket challenge?
The ice bucket challenge.
Okay. All right, final answer?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Did you do it?
I got nominated to do it. My brother's going to give me a hard time on this one, and I never did it. He did it, though. Give him a shout out.
No, I'm just playing. Okay, all right, number 4. Here we go. Which augmented reality mobile game released in 2016 had players exploring the real world to capture virtual creatures?
Ooh. Pokemon Go.
Final answer?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Now, this has happened here in 2020s. A historical moment and recent win article for Warhorse Omaha, not Lincoln, Omaha. They had a grand opening for their sports betting operation. Winnebago Tribal Council member Ken Mallory placed the first historical bet in Omaha on the Nebraska Cornhuskers, beating which team? I have multiple choice, or do you just know it?
That multiple choice.
Okay, here's multiple choice. Was it Nebraska Cornhuskers beating Michigan State? Is it B, Wayne State College? Is it C, Alabama? Or is it D, Buffalo Bills?
Michigan.
Michigan?
Yeah.
Michigan or Michigan State?
Michigan State.
Michigan State. Final answer?
Wait. Run through the thing again. Sorry.
Is it Michigan State, Nebraska Cornhuskers, Okay, Wayne State College, Alabama, or Buffalo Bills?
Yeah, I'm gonna stay with Michigan State.
Michigan State.
Yeah.
You read the article. All right, good job. Good job reading the article. All right, let's go. Let's do it. All right, Ben, you might need a tiebreaker.
Oh, yeah?
Tiebreaker question. You got one from 2010 to 2020?
Let's see. Look it up. I'm trying to think.
Just in case. But she did pretty good. She did pretty good.
I'll have it. Thinking about it.
All right, let's do this. Okay. Alrighty, let's see, Tyler. How you doing? You're on number 5. Okay, so I think I have a treat for you today.
Okay.
You should probably hit 5 for 5 on this one here, because the Friday Night Hot Mix, we talked to DJ Blue. He kind of was like, hey, what kind of mix are you going to be doing and stuff? Sometimes he does Motown or whatnot. He said 2010 to 2020s and stuff in that era. So that's your guys' crew, right? I mean, you're pretty confident. You always say, man, I wasn't born yet and all this and that. So you were born in 2010, right?
Yeah, I was alive by then.
Gee, I was alive by then. Okay, all right. So
kicking and breathing.
Think about 2010 to 2020s and beyond. Here we go. Question number 1. In 2012, all right, which singer became the first to achieve 1 billion views on YouTube for their song Gangnam Style?
Dang, I don't know his name, but...
Gangnam Style.
Is it multiple choice or no?
No multiple choice on this one.
Dang, I forgot his name.
1 billion views.
I remember the...
Yeah, everybody
video.
remembered kind of... Isn't it like the...
I don't know his
riding a horse or
name.
something? Give me a guess.
I don't want to.
So I was like, I don't want to say the wrong name.
If I was ever to become a rapper or anything like that, or artist and stuff like that, I would become, I don't know. You know what I mean? What do you want to listen to?
IDK.
Yeah, I don't know. What do you want to listen to, Ben? I don't know.
That's a pretty smart idea.
Yeah. So you're going to go with I don't know?
Yeah.
All right. Because that is an artist. No, I'm just waiting.
It was...
It is...
Psy.
Yeah, PSY.
I would have never got it.
It was not Kim Jong-un.
Yeah, it's
Kim
not.
Jong-il.
I said Kim Jong.
Kim Jong.
That's whose artist is not. Okay, neither of you got it right, so you're good. Okay, next question. Which massive online game launched in 2017 popularized the battle royal genre?
Fortnite.
Final answer.
Locking it in.
Locking it in. Let's see here. DJ. Oh, wrong.
No voice.
Wrong sample. 1 second. Let's see here. Okay, let's try this one. Yeah, 1-1. Good job. You guys know your trivia. Question number 2. Which viral challenge in 2014, remember that date, 2014, raised awareness and funds for ALS research by having participants dump ice water on themselves? What was the challenge called?
Did you just say it? The ASL challenge?
Nope.
It's not that.
No, it raised funds for ALS.
Hero. I didn't know there was a different name.
Yeah,
for
because you would get online and you just be like, hey, this is Garan here. I'm raising funds for ALS and you need to do this challenge.
And then you nominate people to
then you nominate. But what was the challenge called?
I don't know. Wasn't it just dumping water on your head?
Yeah, but I mean, there's an official challenge for it. I think it was like hashtag, and there's probably 1 billion hashtags for it.
I'm not gonna know it. I'm gonna say ALS.
ALS? You don't remember that? Did you do it? You didn't do it.
Oh.
No.
Wow. Okay, so ice bucket challenge.
It's so simple.
Yeah, ice bucket challenge and stuff. Dump ice water on themselves using a bucket, I guess. Anyways.
Shout out to Hoggy.
Okay, here we go. Number 4. Which augmented? Did I say that right?
Augmented.
Yeah, let's do that.
I have trouble with words sometimes too. Augment.
Okay, which reality mobile game released in 2016 had players exploring the real world to capture virtual creatures?
Was it that monkey game?
Monkey?
No, it was like you're a monkey and you chase people with the VR. Is that what we're talking about? Say it again.
Okay. Ben, help me out that word again.
Augmented.
Reality mobile game released in 2016 had players exploring the real world to capture virtual creatures.
Pokemon Go.
Final answer?
Yes.
Man, that came to you. Good job.
Yeah.
You sure it wasn't the monkey
I
game?
played it. That came out kind of like more recent, but yeah.
Good job. Okay, question number 5. Here we go. You're down by 1. Okay. So to tie it up here. Historical moment in recent W.I.N article for Warhorse Omaha is in the W.I.N. Okay, they had a grand opening for their sports betting operation, not in Lincoln, but in Omaha. Okay, Winnebago Tribal Council member Ken Mallory placed the historical first bet in Omaha on the Nebraska Cornhuskers football team beating which team?
Dang.
I got multiple choice if you want it, or if you just know it.
Yeah, I want it.
Okay, was it A, Michigan State? Was it B, Wayne State College? Was it C, Alabama? Or was it D, the Buffalo Bills?
I'm going to say Buffalo Bills.
Final answer?
Final answer.
Final answer is...
No, I was watching your finger.
It's Michigan State. Yes. So with the win of...
crushing it.
Yeah.
4-2-2, I think. Yeah.
Good job, Bethany. You got it. So
Can I point something out real quick?
Okay.
So as we were going through the show today, I had a memory pop up on my... on something. I don't know if it was on Snapchat or Facebook, but it was from last year, and it was during My Answer Is, and I believe Jordan was here with us. That was when Jordan was still with you guys, and but you were going through it, and he was like something about being historical, and like, do you know what I'm talking about? And you're like, or I don't know, you pronounce historical real weird, and then they're like, then you enunciated it real slow, but you did it again earlier. I just
gotta get
let the ball roll, but yeah,
for sure,
history repeating itself.
I did have a bonus question. You guys want to try?
Yeah, well, let me try to get it.
Okay, so what brand of detergent was part of a challenge which asked people to eat the detergent in 2018?
Dang, I know it was it the Tide Pods?
It was Tide Pods.
Oh. Yes.
Did not raise money for charity.
Yeah, no kidding, man. That's dangerous.
Challenge.
We want to, yeah, for sure.
Don't
man.
eat bleach.
How would you? Okay. Anyways, yeah, this is just kind of, you think about it. Why would people do that, and how does it correlate with ALS? But I think people just wanted to raise awareness, talk about it a little bit and stuff. I remember somebody getting a tractor out and using that big dump bucket to pour water on themselves and stuff. You know what I mean? So that was crazy. I think the next one will probably just jump off the bridge challenge. You know what I mean? I don't know. Nonetheless, so with your historical win, do you want to give any shout outs?
Hey man, it's my birthday month. I gotta go hard. Nah, I'm just kidding.
Happy belated birthday. Was it on Saturday or Sunday?
Yes. Saturday. No, it was on Sunday.
How did it go?
It was good. I got a puppy. His name is Baby Yoda Grogu Redhorn.
There you go. Got the middle name too, huh?
Yeah, he looks just like he looks like Peanut. Aww. He looks just like Peanut, but he's white. Marley's baby.
He's white though.
Yeah. He's a little tan guy. He's
just
cute. I know. He's just fluffy. I didn't want to leave him this morning. He's just he likes to follow me everywhere. Like I have to watch where I'm stepping. Like he's tiny. He's like this big.
Oh wow.
And he's just little stuff. But that's how mine went. I got to spend time with my boys, and yeah, just want to send a shout out to their dad, Brandon, and his family, and prayers to all of the mourners and stuff.
Yeah. You've been going hard too, because you went to Pine Ridge, and then you went to the football game. Finally got a weekend off, and it was your birthday weekend.
Just chilled. Yep.
Awesome. Tyler, any shout outs or anything?
Not that I can think of.
I want to send a shout out to your brother. He came up, helped us out, and had some issues with my computer and stuff. Couldn't really figure it out and stuff, but he got the updates for me and everything, so thank him. Yeah. Ben?
Shout out to Darla.
Yes.
I wasn't able to be in the Christmas lights judging contest as an impartial third party, so I was able to find a sub who's not enrolled here, so it's completely impartial.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. I was trying to get some like what did the judges look for? Did they say anything and stuff? And she's like, this is cold. And so they warriored up that night, and really, really appreciate their judges and stuff. And it was impartial.
Amazing. You guys, Winnebago goes really hard with Christmas decorations. I was really impressed last year. Yeah.
Cool. I'm glad that worked out and stuff too. So All right, guys. We'll be back on the air on tomorrow, right? Is that right? What do we got coming up here?
So for the week, we got the Big Hour tomorrow. I'll be hosting an episode, and then Big Voice Sports Talk Show at 5 p.m. Thursday, All Request Live at 11. Res Ride with MCBKC. I think we're going to have episode 4 of season 2. And then Friday Night Hot Mix with DJ Blue on Friday, and Midnight Love with MCBKC.
Yes. And so, like I said, I know that as we come upon the general welfare exclusion payment on Thursday, make sure that the elders 8 o'clock till 10 o'clock is going to be reserved for them, 55 and over. That's just so that they can get in there. Sometimes there's a mad rush and stuff, you know what I mean? But let the elders go first. And then after 11 and on Friday, everybody else can go that is 18 and over. So appreciate everybody that's getting that word spread. And, those that are going to be traveling here to come down to Winnebago to pick up that payment, safe travels to all.
Definitely.
All right, folks. You have a good rest of your day.